You might have missed the analog horror niche, you missed the elderly advice niche, stick figure animation, relaxing history, and all of these other niches, but what if I told you the next viral trend is already here and it's blowing up fast? You don't have to take my word for it. Just check out this channel called Atomic Buck that was created only this July. They uploaded their first video about 2 weeks ago, and that single upload has already crossed 1.7 million views. Their second video did even better, blowing past the first one, and is currently sitting at nearly 5 million views in record time. Not only that, even the lowest performing video on the channel, which was uploaded only a few days ago, already has more than 200,000 views. In total, they've posted just 8 videos, but they're already closing in on 100,000 subscribers. And if you think this couldn't get any better, they recently started posting long-form content. In fact, their first long-form video was posted just 24 hours ago, and that one has also racked up 15,000 views, which means this niche works perfectly for everyone. Whether you want to focus on short-form, long-form, or even combine both on a single channel. If you're curious about what the channel is doing, they're simply creating videos that focus on post-apocalyptic science, survival engineering, and DIY tech under extreme conditions. You know, the kind of knowledge that could prove useful in a world where you're only left with scrap and maybe the will to survive. Things like making a radio, acquiring clean water, making your own battery, and every other thing you'd need to survive. It's the kind of information you know you may never need, but it feels good to know. And it's entertaining at the same time. So in this video, I'll share a step-by-step blueprint with everything you need to be able to create this style of video. From finding exciting topics like these guys, to actually creating engaging scripts that will keep viewers watching. Once the script is ready, we'll move on to generating the voiceover. I've seen a lot of people complaining about most good voiceover tools being paid, so I'm going to show you a few free tools that you can use. You also need to find a character for your brand, so we'll look at how you can easily do that as well as edit them to get what you need. From there, we'll proceed with creating all the images you'll need for your story, before bringing everything to an end with a short lesson on editing the video to get similar results like the channel we're modeling. To make the entire process easy, I've put together a Google Doc file that contains all the prompts you'll need for this niche. You can find the document on my Discord server. It's totally free to join, so you can simply click the link in the description to be taken to the Discord. Then go to this prompts channel and look for the name Atomic Buck post-apocalyptic niche. The link should be right there on that card. I'll also add a link to a Google Drive that will contain every relevant image resource used in this video inside the files channel of the same server. So feel free to check that out as well, and while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button if you find the video helpful. Before we get started, let me show you a short demo I made for this niche using the same strategy I'm about to take you through.
How to build a battery when the world has ended, and more importantly, why would you need it? The lights are dead, the last gas station burned days ago, and your only hope of charging that cracked radio is to make power from garbage. Good news, trash is the new electricity. Grab a copper strip or a wire ripped from a dead toaster. Now find zinc, like that rusty nail you pulled from your boot. If it's sharp enough to stab you, it'll work. Next, liquid. Acidic is best. Lemon juice, vinegar, even that can of flat soda you found under the corpse of civilization. Stack it like you're building the saddest sandwich in history. Copper, paper soaked in acid, zinc. Again and again. Tape it tight. If it tingles when you touch it, congrats. You've got voltage. Why does it work? Simple. Zinc spits out electrons, copper slurps them up, and your sour liquid keeps the fight going. Science. Turning rot into watts since forever. Hook it to your radio. If it hisses with static, you're alive. Or someone else is. Either way, enjoy your DIY power plant made from apocalypse leftovers. No grid? No problem. Just corrosion, desperation, and a little chemistry.
Now, let's get to the first step of this process, finding some intriguing topics. The best part about this niche is that it's quite easy to come up with topics. Think about the kind of things you use daily that would be hard to live without. Water, food, clothing, electricity, radio, or even that cold bottle of cola. You simply need to pick one and leverage AI to create a script for that. But if you need help coming up with ideas, open the document I mentioned and look for the prompt under the heading Topic. Copy everything under it and head over to your preferred text generator. The tool you choose depends on you. It could be Grok, DeepSeek, Qwen, or any other text generator. But just for this demonstration, I'm going to be using ChatGPT. Paste the prompt inside the text generator and make this single change. Look for the placeholder inside the prompt and replace it with the number of topics you want the AI to generate. You can generate as many as you want, but 20 works just fine. Once that's done, hit enter and wait for your topics to be ready. As you can see, it's generated a bunch of interesting topics that you can choose from. There's one about making clean drinking water, soap, glue, and even a compass, which can be very useful. So look through and choose a topic that you want. Once you've selected your topic, the next step is to create the script. These videos are typically quite short, so you can even write something yourself, taking tips from AI. But if you decide to use AI to generate it, you need to go through and add your own touches. Maybe modify the script so it sounds more like you. AI is good, but it's still not human. So the more human your script sounds, the better your audience will be able to relate. Let me show you how you can generate the initial script with AI. But once again, don't forget to add your own touch to the script that the AI will give you. Open the Google Doc and look for this heading. Copy everything under it and go back to your text generator. Paste your prompt and then make one simple change. Remove this placeholder and replace it with the topic you've chosen. I'm going to go with this one about creating a battery in a post-apocalyptic world. You don't need to worry about the word count or anything else, since these videos are typically quite short. So hit enter and wait for the full script to be ready. As I said earlier, you need to go through the script and add your own touch. It's very important, so don't ignore it. Once everything looks good, it's time to create the voiceover. I'm going to be using 11 Labs in this video, but if you want some free alternatives, Clipchamp and Google's AI Studio are pretty decent options. The first one is quite straightforward, so let me show you how to use the second one. Make sure you search for Google AI Studio and choose this link. Log in with your Gmail account if you're prompted to create one. Once logged in, you'll be presented with this interface. Don't worry about any of the other tools, simply choose this native speech generation option to be taken to the speech generation page. The tool is still in preview, so it's currently free to use. I personally haven't seen a cap on the number of characters users can generate. Now, as you can see, their interface is quite simple and works like most other text generators. Feel free to choose one of these models, but the first one works just fine. So let's stick with that. One thing that makes this tool incredible is the multi-speaker feature. It means you can create dialogues easily without having to generate each character's line separately. For this style of video, you don't need multiple speakers. So choose single speaker audio and select the voice character you prefer. The tool doesn't have nearly as many characters as something like 11 Labs, but the results are equally good. The full released version will probably have more, but for now, these will have to do. Let's go with this one. Paste the script and hit run. Simple as that. Generation could sometimes take about a minute, but the result is worth the wait. Also, you're getting all this value completely free of charge. Now, if you're using 11 Labs, choose your preferred voice from the library. Or if you want the one that I used for the demo, try out this random voice from the voice library called Axel. Choose the model you want to use and paste your script. Go ahead and hit generate to create your voiceover. Once that's done, it's time to create the character that you'll be using for your videos. The channel we're modeling has their own character that they use for their channel. So if you have some hidden drawing talent, this may be the time to let it shine. But if you're like me and your drawing skills peaked in kindergarten, grab this prompt from the Google Doc and paste it inside your text generator. You need to look through the prompt and replace any placeholder with the name of the animal or character that you want to use to brand your channel. I'm going to go with a wolf for this demonstration. Once you're done, hit enter and wait for the AI to generate a prompt that you can use to create an image of your character. The tool that you're going to use depends on you, but based on my test, ChatGPT does a better job for the character image than most of the other image generators that I tested. I recommend editing the image once you have it. For example, this was the image that the AI gave me for my wolf character, but I modified it to get something like this. Let me show you how. First, make sure you've downloaded the image that the AI gave you and open your favorite image generator. If you have Photoshop, go with that one. Otherwise, Photopea works just fine. Simply drag and drop the character image inside, and then hit this button to create a new blank layer. The character you're creating will be the one that you use in every single video you make, so make sure you get it exactly how you want it. Choose this pen tool and change this to shape if it's showing path. You also need to turn off the fill and turn on the stroke. Increase the slider a bit, and then while you're still on the new layer you created, trace through the character by simply clicking. To curve the lines, simply click the other end of the curve and drag to create the shape that you want. To make sure it doesn't impact the other lines going forward, hold Ctrl and then click and drag to move this line back to the point you clicked. Repeat this as many times as it takes to trace the full body of the character. You can even make changes to get exactly what you want. In case you're trying to create a new joint and others are interfering, simply create a new layer and continue from there. The layers will be merged at the end, so don't worry about how many there are. If you can't see your lines well enough because of the character image, make sure you select the character layer and then decrease the opacity to make your drawing more visible. Keep this process up till you're done with the character. Use the same pen tool for the eye as well, except for the iris, which you can use the brush tool to create by simply clicking where you want it. Once you're done with everything, click the first image layer and while holding Shift, click on the last layer before the original character. This way, all of the layers you created while editing will be selected. Then right-click on the selected layers and choose Merge Layers to make them into a single layer. Now you have one simple image, but it's just the outline without any color, so it's time to add that. Use the same pen tool with your chosen color to draw this part of the ear. It all depends on how you want your character to look. In this case, the lighter brown color seems fine. Once that's done, you'll notice a new layer has been created for that simple change. So select it along with your existing layer and merge them. To color it, choose the Paint Bucket tool and click inside where you want to apply the color. Make any necessary changes as well to other parts of the character, and color them using the Paint Bucket. If you experience this issue where parts of the character that you didn't click also end up colored, press Ctrl+Z to undo the coloring and then look for any points that may not be joined, like this one. Use the pen tool or paintbrush to connect them, and then try coloring again with the Paint Bucket. The color you choose mostly depends on what you want, so go ahead and color every part of the character. You can even use the pen tool to add some shapes here so they can be colored differently. Don't forget to merge the layers before you continue. Keep this up till you're done with the full image. This looks alright for this demonstration, but you can take as much time as you need to really customize your character. I'll be leaving the character I'm using inside the resource folder I mentioned at the beginning, in case you want to use that one. Once everything looks good, you can export the image as a PNG file. Now that you have your character, the next step is to generate the images that will be used for the scene. The channel we're modeling typically uses images of their character, objects, and scenes separately sometimes. So I created a prompt to generate those three things separately. Go back to the Google Doc and copy this prompt. Paste it inside your text generator and specify the total number of image prompts that you want the AI to generate. Let's go with 30 and scroll down to the bottom. Remove this placeholder and replace it with the full script. Hit enter and the AI will give you the prompts all in different sections. The first part is for the character, then objects, and then scenes. If you look at the first one, you'll notice that it's showing the name of the wolf, simply because that's the character specified in the prompt that was given to the AI. So feel free to replace the name with any animal or character you've chosen. It's time to generate the images. Since we're going to be using a reference image for the character, you need to make sure whichever tool you're going to use allows for reference images. ChatGPT works fine, but if you don't have a subscription, Google's Gemini is also good. I'll show you how to use both, starting with ChatGPT. Upload your character image and hit enter. Next, copy the first character prompt and paste it on the same page. You can make changes to the prompt or simply hit enter and wait for the image to be generated. Check this out. The character is dressed in the mechanic apron and holding the copper wire. Let's try this other image where it's wearing a jacket and holding a nail in one hand. Let's try one more where it's wearing a gas mask and holding this can. The results look impressive, so let's test some of the object prompts. This image of the nail looks good, and the same applies to the coiled copper wire. Now it's time to try generating them with Gemini. Just like with ChatGPT, upload the image and hit enter. Once it's done analyzing, paste the first prompt and hit enter. Check out the result. This one also came out just fine. So let's try the second image. It's wearing the jacket, but it looks like Gemini misinterpreted the command and still kept the apron. However, the overall consistency isn't bad, so you can use Gemini as well. ImageFX doesn't work for this niche since you can't really upload the character, but the results it gives for the background images are really impressive. So give that a try. Once all your images are ready, don't forget to remove the background for the character and objects. Adobe Background Remover or any other background removers work just fine. Simply upload the images and they'll do the rest. You can also use Photopea as well. Drag and drop the image inside and choose the magic wand tool. Click on the background and hit delete or backspace on your keyboard to remove them. Finally, export the image as a PNG file. Simple as that. Now that everything's ready, it's time to put it all together using CapCut. Open CapCut on your computer and import all the audio and image files. The first thing you need to do is to drag and drop the voiceover file inside the timeline. Quickly go through the narration and remove any long pauses. Once that's done, you need to specify the aspect ratio. We're creating a short, so choose 9:16. Now you need to add a white background, so you can either create one or download from a website like Vecteezy. I'll leave one in the Google Doc as well to make things easier. Drag and drop it inside the timeline and extend it to fit the entire duration of the story. You can either scale it up to fit the canvas or simply rotate and scale like this. Next, it's time to add your images, so arrange them inside the timeline based on your story. Don't forget to add entrance animation to some of the images if it fits. As you can see, this style of video is very easy to edit, so keep going till you're done with the images. You don't even need to add any transitions or sound effects. Once you're done, simply go to text. Grab the default text and drop it inside the timeline. Duplicate it and change both text to the title. This part depends on your personal preference, so go ahead and make changes to the font and color. You can even add a stroke or shadow if you want to. Now go to animations and add intro and outro animations to both text layers. You're almost done, so go to text, auto captions, and hit generate. Delete the captions from the part where you added the text and then select the rest. Go to templates and choose one that suits the style that you prefer. Single text captions work perfectly for this style of video, so you can go with something like this and position them at the top. The video's almost done, so test out some of the filters for the look you want and drop it inside the timeline. Then extend it to cover the full duration of the video and it's ready for export. You can choose anything from 1080p resolution upwards depending on whether you're creating short or long form. This niche is going viral right now, but if you want to see other similarly viral niches this year, check out this video that I made just for you. Anyway, thank you and see you in the next one.